Hey there, Absolutely Gospel fans. We are here today with the Singing Contractors. We are so excited that they are here with us today. How are you guys doing today?
Good, awesome. How are you? Pretty well.
We're doing pretty good. We're excited to talk about the new record. You guys kind of burst onto the scene a couple years ago. We were YouTube sensations, and now you guys have already got your second release coming out, in addition to a Christmas record that came out a couple years ago. So give us a little history about who you guys are and kind of how you got started and that kind of thing for our readers and listeners.
Well, I guess this is Josh here, and how we got started was purely by, I guess you want to say, accident or not trying to start anything, but we're just two guys working on the job, and we like to sing on the job, make some recordings, and that's really how everything started for us, our history. And one thing led to another. Doors just kept opening up for us, and the people actually gave us our names because we didn't set out to start a group. We didn't set out to go sing. People just said, "Hey, we want to hear more from the Singing Contractors," and so that's how everything started with us, and that's our history. Is God keeps opening up the doors for us, and we've been continuing to walk through those. And our history is two guys working and singing on the job. That's exactly what it is, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so from there, you guys recorded it, put it up on YouTube, and it kind of took off, right? You had, what was it, over 1 million views in just 24 hours on that first video?
Yeah, this is Aaron talking, but we actually started on Facebook first, and it went viral on Facebook, and from that "How Great Thou Art" video, and just kind of progressed from there. And we would sing numerous songs, and of course, then a couple years later, we had "Mary Did You Know" go viral, and it went even bigger, and then in the process of all this, we, was able to strike a relationship with Gaither Network, and we was able to do, this is actually our third record with them, and so we are really excited about this new record. It's something that we have wanted to do forever, and finally it's out, and we're excited for the people to hear it, and we geared this whole record, to accommodate the hard-working man and woman, and so we're really excited about it.
Great, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the new record. I know the first record, you did mostly gospel stuff, hymns, that kind of thing. You put out the Christmas record after that, and so this one is called Workin Men, produced by the brilliant Michael Sykes, friend of the site and friend of our family, and an absolute brilliant mind in the studio. So tell us though a little bit about how this one differs. First of all, and then and just kind of how it came about, and highlight some of the songs and that kind of stuff.
Well, I guess how it came about was we are in different areas. We're not like your typical gospel group that just goes to places and sings at churches and camp meetings and stuff. We're actually in building conventions. We've been in truck shows, fairs, insurance places, fireworks. You name it, we've done it, and we wanted to be able to sing a type of music that we could draw in those people who normally would not listen to gospel music, and but we wanted some good, wholesome country sounding music. That way we could pull them in and then share our gospel as well. And so that was the whole idea to this. But we also knew that we had to get a familiar country classic songs that they can identify with.
Right.
And so we were able to do that and rework it with Michael Sykes and Gordon Moat, doing the arrangements and stuff. And so we thought it came out pretty cool. But that's the basis of how it all started. And also, it's been very good for us to be able to sing a different genre of music as well, to broaden, to let people know that, hey, we're not just one thing. We are the Singing Contractors,
Sure.
and we do sing on the job, and we can sing country classics as well, but we can sing gospel. I don't know if you've heard, but we sing some opera too.
Well, you're just putting it out there, letting the world know that you guys are not a one note group, right? Making sure that they know you can do it all.
Yeah.
So let me ask. Before we started talking, you had mentioned about how our awards program a couple years ago got canceled because of COVID, and how you guys were really just getting the start to kind of getting it into high gear, and the touring thing was kicking off, and then boom, COVID hit. How have you seen that kind of change your approach to ministry, your approach to how you do things, and what did that look like for you guys? Can you share a little bit about that for us?
Well, this is Aaron again. Yeah, you're exactly right. It was kicking into high gear, and we had just released our Christmas record, and we had flew back to New York City, and we was on Fox and Friends. We was on Kelly Clarkson's show, and we sang at the Grand Ole Opry, and things were crazy. Well, in that February, we sang out in Colorado, and I always say that once we flew home from there and landed, we was off about 2 years, and it absolutely put a big hurt on us, and it's been kind of a struggle ever since. And so we took that time to work hard on this record, and we really did work hard, and we were very proud of it.
Yeah, and that's great. I mean, I always like to ask the question because every artist has a different answer because it impacted them differently, and so you guys, as basically a new artist on the scene, I mean, it could have killed you guys. It could have just wrecked it all, and you just went back to contracting and never sang another day, in front of an audience, from that point on. And so I think it just shows God's hand is on your ministry, and you're still doing it. You're still plugging away, and the way that He's opened this door for you to reach out into other, areas that a typical gospel group wouldn't be able to is just, it's fascinating, and it's great to see.
Well, thank you. Bill Gaither actually said it to us. We was like kind of caught off guard. He said, "You guys are actually lucky." We said, "Well, why?" And he said, "Well, you guys already have a job." Yeah. And so he is actually right, because we stayed busy through that whole time, and a lot of artists, were struggling, and we were very thankful we did have something to lean on. Yes. And we're thankful for the opportunities we still have.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So here's a question I always like to ask, and so I always like to get people's advice, and so you guys are still in the thick of being new to a lot of it. What advice can you give to people that are starting out in music, especially like you guys are trying to do this thing in the middle of where the world is gone crazy? What advice can you give to people that are looking to start this career in music?
Well, this is Josh, and I'm sure Aaron feels the same way on this. We feel like we would give the advice of, please don't go into debt. Do everything that you can, pay for it as you go, but don't get in over your head. Don't, and this is my opinion, but don't sign any deals with people that you're not sure of, and you're getting in over your head, and you're going to owe them your time for years to come and stuff like that. And we've been very cautious, and we've done everything debt free, and we thank God that He has provided for us that way. And with it crashing the way it did, like I said, we didn't have any pressures of obligations where we had to keep paying, and I can't imagine people that would start out with a big brand new bus and their bus payment and all the people on board, paying them. To me, that would completely wreck them for good,
Sure.
And so for us, we just, I would suggest staying out of debt. And if I could add a 2 cents, another thing is surround yourself with true friends, not friends that'll leave you high and dry. If there's not anything in it for them. Yes, we have experienced that firsthand, and we have had like 2 or 3 core people that have stuck by our side, and they're still our friends, and they actually help us, with decisions and different things. And it's very important to have true friends on your side. That's great.
Yes. That's great advice, both from a practical standpoint and then just from a kind of a standpoint of looking out for your mental stability as you enter these rough waters. Yes. So that's fantastic advice, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm gonna leave you with one last question. You can either have one of you answer it or both of you, because it is a little more on the personal side. But what is God teaching you at the moment?
Well, for me, this is Aaron. For me, is basically, without question, just trust Him and lean on Him. You can absolutely try to plan a career and try to push things, and it does not work. Yeah. But just let God do His thing from day to day, and just let Him do it. And taking your hands off the wheel and letting Him be in control is absolutely the biggest thing I've learned, and still need to learn it. So yes, absolutely.
That's great. That's great, guys. Again, I want to express my sincere thanks for you guys taking the time to talk to me today. I got a chance. I've listened to the record a few times. It's great. If you like fans, if you like traditional country music, this is right up your alley. It's got a little bit of gospel on it, but it's a lot of just great American songs, and so I think you guys will love it. It got rave reviews on the site, and so I know that our fans will love it. So where can they find you online?
They can purchase the album I believe off of Amazon Music. It's streaming a lot on there. iTunes. You could go to the Gaither website and order that as well. Then also you can come see us in person, and I'm sure we'll sell you something too.
That's right.
But yeah,
and,
people can check us out on Facebook and our YouTube channel there as well too.
Good,
so
yes.
The Singing Contractors.
Always support the artist in concert. Go buy your ticket and buy the product.
Yes, there you go.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time. It was great, and we look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thank you. We appreciate it so much.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.